Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with two pieces of awesome speculation. Today we have some great stuff going on. The first being WotC applied for another one of their registered trademarks. And this one was in Australia for a term mark called Magic Origins. So there's a bunch of things that Magic Origins theoretically could be. But the two that I'm going to speculate about, because they don't really talk about it, they just show the actual trademark, which has to do with toys, games, and playthings. Which means that it's probably not going to be something that's completely story based, like a book or something. That's probably not going to happen. But what I think this could be is one of two things. The first is that it could be the movie title, potentially. Because we do know that we're going to be having a Magic the Gathering movie, and it's going to be coming in the long-term future, so they might already be trying to apply for trademarks relating to the name. And we've had things like Wolverine Origins and other movies that have Origins in the title. This is Magic's first movie and big moment, so it might be Origins, which also could mean it could go back to Magic stories that are much older, and we're not going to have something that's just standard based. Obviously complete speculation, but that's what I think it could be. It also could be, if you guys remember, we had Vintage Masters being digitally created for MTGO. So maybe this is a trademark for something relating to a paper version of Vintage Masters, because Magic Origins would have to go back to the origins, and the cards that are most related to the origins tend to be related to vintage. So maybe a Vintage Masters or a Legacy Masters. Both of those could be really cool, and it would be nice if they make something like that. But obviously they have to mess around with it because they can't touch the reserve list. Regardless, there's lots of great cards in both Vintage and Legacy, and overlapping between the two, that could easily be reprinted. And if they, especially in a limited edition set like what Modern Masters was, if they do something called Magic Origins, maybe it's going to be a Vintage Masters kind of spin-off for that. Or the movie. Either or. Those are my two guesses and speculation based on the title and based on the fact that it's going to be related to toys, games, and stuff. So if it was the movie, these will be related to the spin-off product relating to it, or it will be the actual, game relating to Modern Masters. But the fact that they're saying toys, not just games, makes me think more towards the movie. The other bit of news is we have a snapshot. Again, this is speculation because it hasn't been fully confirmed by the moderators, but it seems to be a snapshot of the bottom of the Modern Masters, the Modern Event deck. Sorry, not Modern Masters, the Modern Event deck. And we've been waiting on this, trying to figure out what it is. If this is true, it's going to be the black-white tokens, or a variant of black-white tokens in Modern. Because they say we're going to have cards like Hero Bladehold, Elspeth Knight Errant, so that's already two mythics. Okay, cool. And they're going to have cards like Intangible Virtue, Honor of the Pure, cards that work very well with tokens. Although Honor of the Pure is white tokens only, so it's strange. And then there'll be some Black Disruption, but some of it's kind of blanked out, so it's hard to see. So it seems to be Black Disruption and mono white beatdown as a combination instead of literally black-white tokens. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like Sorin Markov and Sorin Lord of Innistrad in here as well as another mythic potentially. So the question becomes, will we see a Marsh Flats? If the deck is going to be black-white tokens and the cards are going to be on the lower end of cost, because Elspeth Knight Errant is not an expensive card preventing people from getting into Modern. Neither is Hero Bladehold. So they may be trying to make the deck a lot more playable, which would be really cool for newer players. I mean, it also would make it less of a collector item. People wouldn't jump on it and it wouldn't become crazy overpriced if they made something that had a bunch of cards that are much more playable rather than collectible. So that makes it difficult for me to think that they would put Marsh Flats in here, but Marsh Flats is seeing Modern play at the moment, and black-white decks, if you put one Marsh Flats in there, we've seen this happen in other, event decks with Verdant Catacombs. It could very well happen that they put a one fetch land, a Marsh Flat, in here, which is also not one of the most expensive, and so also wouldn't jank up the price too much. If they decide to make it black-white tokens, I think that would be really nice because the deck would probably be a lot more playable competitively than if they just made a very bad, low cost deck and put in a couple of expensive cards. Why Bitter Blossoms is not printed on this list under the tokens or the black disruption. Maybe they don't want to have that much. They can't put that much in here. But let me know your guys' thoughts about it. Based on what you see here, obviously this is not confirmed yet, but if this is true, then this would be something that we could look forward to seeing and we could actually speculate about. There's no deck list, so what do you guys think about this picture of the box? Do you think that this is actually real? If it is real, what kind of stuff could you speculate would be in here? Black-white tokens seems to be at this point the best speculation on the modern event deck. So if you guys enjoyed the video, tap that like button and put your comments down below. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe. As always, Roxybox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.